Good morning, everyone. We are the Group 7 and we are going to report about business to business, e commerce, supply chain management, and collaborative commerce. So, first, I will introduce the reporters. For the introduction of the industry, we have Ms. Claire Ann Silvosa. For the introduction of company, we have Krisha May Tagod. For the technological innovations that make the company the leader in the industry, we have Mr. George Tasek. For the how the business is making money, we have Mr. Sherwin Tijano. And the future of the business and the industry to be reported by Ms. Elaine Toradio. And for the closing, we have Ms. Jardel Ferris, Tuba, and yours truly, Sheena Marie Zerda.
E-commerce or the electronic commerce, it refers to the using of the internet and other networks to purchase, transport, data, goods, and services. Today, e-commerce has become a platform for media and new unique services and capabilities that aren't found in the physical world. There are eight major types of electronic commerce transactions, namely as the business to consumer, consumer to business, business, business to employee, consumer to consumer, the drop shipping, and the collaborative business. But for now, let's talk about the business to business. Business to business, it refers to the electronic transactions of goods and services that conducted between companies. The entire wholesale is the best example of B2B. In B2B, the customer will find it much more easier to deal with because in just a click, you can now order the product you want, and the good thing is it is available 24/7. With B2B, customers can help themselves view bestseller products and order history, can direct offer customer direct deliveries, support their own customer, get order and product status, whatever they are and whatever the time is. What makes the B2B unique? B2B is unique because the customer can check and view their account access, their credit limits, their order history, and they can print off copy invoices. B2B help make your business better, greater list sales opportunities, sell around the clock, reduce cost, more flexibility, provide online support even out of hours.
The subject of B2B e-commerce can be complex because there are so many ways the internet can be used to support the exchange of goods and payments among organizations, efficient supply chain, and collaboration. Supply chain management refers to a wide variety of activities that firms and industries use to coordinate the key players of their procurement process. In other words, it is the handling of the entire production flow of goods and services to maximize quality, delivery, consumer experience, and profitability. Over the last 2 decades, there are major developments. One is just-in-time and lean production. Second is the supply chain simplification, adaptive supply chains, sustainable supply chains, ADI, supply chain management systems, and collaborative commerce. There are concept and challenge of SCM. One is visibility. It is the monitoring of suppliers, orders, logistics, and pricing. Second is the demand forecasting. It is informing your suppliers of future demand. Next is production scheduling. It is informing your suppliers of the production schedule. Then, order management. It is keeping track of order to your suppliers. And last is the logistic management, means managing your logistic partners based on your production schedule.
Good day, everyone. This time I will tackle about the business-to-business e-commerce technological innovations that make the company the leader in the industry. B2B e-commerce has evolved over a 35-year period through several technology-driven stages. The first step in the development of B2B e-commerce in the mid-1970s was automated entry system. It involves the use of telephone modems to send digital orders. By the late 1970s, a new form of computer-to-computer communication emerged, which was the Electronic Data Interchange, or EDI. It is a communication standard for sharing business documents such as invoices, purchase orders, shipping bills, product stocking numbers, or SKUs, the settlement information among a small number of firms. In the mid-1990s, along with the commercialization of the internet, B2B e-commerce website emerged. It is an online catalog of products made available to the public marketplace by a single supplier. In this sense, they mimic the functionality of B2C e-commerce websites. Owned by the supplier, they are seller-side solution and seller-side bias because they show the only products offered by a single supplier. In the last decades, private industrial networks or PTX emerged as natural extensions of EDI systems and the existing close relationships that develop between large industrial firms and their trusted suppliers. It is an internet-based communication environment that extends far beyond procurement to encompass truly collaborative commerce where the buyers work with the seller to develop and design new products. In the late 1990s, niche marketplaces emerged as a natural extension and scaling up of B2B e-commerce websites. The term net marketplace referred to internet-enabled marketing, distribution, and sales system. It also brings hundreds to thousands of suppliers and buyers into a sell-side internet-based environment to conduct trade. Nowadays, since it grows faster, social media networks and mobile apps use. It increased the use of social network platforms for feedback from customers, strengthening customer and suppliers' relationship, adjusting prices and orders, and enhancing decision making. The use of mobile platform growing for B2B systems, CRMs, CSM on enterprises, putting B2B commerce into managers' plans. This could be all. Thank you.
Business to business, e-commerce, supply chain management, and collaborative commerce. How the business is making money. Businesses that run strong and efficient supply chains tend to generate more revenue and high profit. In order to increase profitability through supply chain management, you can look at several different areas. First is inventory management. Example of this is finding the balance between too much, not enough stock. Second is supply and pay agreements. Example of this is automating processes such as order placement. Third is control of operating expenses. Examples of this is preventing incorrect orders and distribution errors. And the last one is settlement of payments, solving late payments, invoicing missing payments. To make the most of your supply chain, don't focus solely on the logistics. Consider where the cash goes within the processes and identify areas where you may be able to generate savings. By reducing costs and increasing turnover and productivity, you can improve your business profitability. Healthy profit margins can make it easier to plan for change and growth. First is identify areas in your business that you could improve or make more efficient production or administration. Efficient and effective purchasing can be the first step towards improving your profitability. You should review your supply chain arrangements often and see if you can buy the same raw materials more cheaply or efficiently elsewhere. However, be careful not to reduce the quality of your product or service for the sake of cutting cost. And analyze your supply chain expenditure to find out where you spend the most money and where it may be possible to cut costs and achieve savings. And shop around to find the best deal. Once you know what your biggest costs are, negotiate with your suppliers and ask if you can get a discount for early payment. Number 2. Use the key performance indicator or KPIs to discover your weaknesses and problem areas, such as rising cost or falling sales, and address this. Number 3. Find ways to reduce your business waste power supply cost. You can reduce your business waste to save money. And fourth, regularly review how you price your product and test new prices before making them permanent. Number 5. Group your customers into sales categories based on the volume of sales and profits generated and adjust your pricing and marketing efforts accordingly. You can then segment your customers and the products or services they buy into one of 4 categories. It may be high sales and high profit, or high sales and low profit, or low sales and high profit. Number 6. Sell more to your most profitable customers. Use upselling, cross-selling, and diversifying techniques to improve your profit margins. You can try the following ways. Upselling. It is selling them premium products with higher profit margins. And cross-selling. It is offering complementary products to those already sold. And diversifying. It is identifying a need and developing new products or services to meet them. Number 7. Negotiate better deals with your suppliers. Long-term deals might offer better value for money. Try to get a better price by negotiating long-term contracts with suppliers. You could benefit from economics of scale by buying as a part of consortium. If you can't reach an agreement for a bit better deal, consider switching to other suppliers. Number 8. Look out for new business opportunities and chances to expand into new markets. And if you can't grow within your original market, expanding into new markets could boost your revenue and increase the profitability of your business. However, you should not take the decision to expand lightly. And number 9. Routinely measure the efficiency of your operations and put monitoring systems and processes in place. You have to use benchmarking and SWOT analysis to inform your profit strategy. Benchmarking shows you how you are performing against comparable businesses. Number 10. Streamline all business processes where possible. You have to find out about process efficiency to cut the waste.
The future of this business and industry. So in here, I will show you the figures that illustrates the growth of B2B e-commerce during the period of 2011 to 2020. First, it shows that the initial belief that online marketplaces would become the dominant form of B2B e-commerce is not supported, even though their growth rate has increased as firms like Amazon and eBay establish net marketplaces. Second, private industrial networks play a dominant role in B2B e-commerce, both now and in the future. Third, non-EDI B2B e-commerce is the most rapidly growing type of B2B e-commerce. Regardless of the specific type, B2B e-commerce as a whole promises have many strategic benefits to firm, both buyers and sellers, and impressive gains for the economy. B2B e-commerce can lower administrative costs, lower search costs for buyers, reduce inventory costs by increasing competition among suppliers or increasing price transparency and reducing inventory to the bare minimum, lower transaction costs by eliminating paperwork and automating parts of the procurement process, increase production flexibility by ensuring delivery of parts just at the right time, known as just-in-time production, improve quality of products by increasing cooperation among buyers and sellers and reducing quality issues, decrease product cycle time by sharing designs and production schedules with suppliers, increase opportunities for collaborating with suppliers and distributors, create greater price transparency, the ability to see the actual buy and sell price in a market, and increase the visibility and real-time information sharing among all participants in the supply chain network. Fortunately, there is a model for the future shape of B2B, the financial services industry, characterized by information-based transaction, large and liquid exchanges, and intense competition. Financial markets closely resemble the new B2B market. But unlike their B2B counterparts, the financial markets have been around for centuries. Their evolution provides important clues to the likely evolution of B2B. In particular, the recent restructuring of the financial industry suggests that, counter to the common wisdom about B2B today, exchanges are not the primary source of value in markets that are information intensive. Rather, value tends to accumulate among a diverse group of specialists that focus on such tasks as packaging, standard setting, arbitrage, and information management. Internet can be used to support the exchange of goods and payments among organizations, efficient supply chains, and collaboration. At the most basic level, B2B e-commerce is about changing the procurement process. In the procurement process, firms purchase goods from a set of suppliers and they in turn purchase their inputs from a set of suppliers. The supply chain includes not just the firms themselves but also the relationship among them and the processes that connect them. There are 7 separate steps in the procurement process in this business. The first 3 steps involve the decision of who to buy from and what to pay, searching for suppliers of specific products, qualifying both sellers and the products they sell, and negotiating prices, credit terms, escrow requirements, quality and scheduling of delivery. Once the suppliers is identified, purchase orders are issued. The buyer is sent an invoice, the goods are shipped, and the buyer sends a payment. Each of the steps in the procurement process is composed of many separate business processes and sub-activities. Each of the activities must be recorded in the information systems of the seller, buyer, and shipper. Types of procurement. 2 distinctions are important for understanding how B2B e-commerce can improve the procurement process. First, firms make purchases of 2 kinds of goods from suppliers, which are the direct goods and indirect goods. Direct goods are goods integrally involved in the production process. For instance, when an automobile manufacturer purchases sheet steel for auto body production. Indirect goods are all other goods not directly involved in the production process, such as office supplies and maintenance products. Often these goods are called MRO goods, products for maintenance, repair, and operations. Second, firms use 2 different methods for purchasing goods: contract purchasing and spot purchasing. Contract purchasing involves long-term written agreements to purchase specified products with agreed-upon terms and quality for an extended period of time. Generally, firms purchase direct goods using long-term contracts. Spot purchasing involves the purchase of goods based on immediate needs in larger marketplace that involve many suppliers. Generally, firms use spot purchasing for indirect goods, although in some cases, firms also use spot purchasing for direct goods. The key players in the procurement process are the purchasing managers. They ultimately decide who to buy from, what to buy, and on what terms. Purchasing managers are also the key decision makers for the adoption of B2B e-commerce solutions, as purchasing managers have become more familiar and comfortable with B2C e-commerce in their personal lives. They are increasingly becoming to expect the same type of purchasing experience in the B2B arena. As a result, B2B manufacturers, suppliers, and distributors are finding that in order to effectively compete, they must pay attention to the online customer experience just as their B2C counterparts do.
So overall, supply chain management matters to business e-commerce because it includes the activities needed to plan, coordinate, maintain successful production, sales, distribution, and fulfillment process. It must work to ensure that the right product reaches the right customer. And for the collaborative commerce, it is the optimization of supply and distribution channels to capitalize on the global economy by using new technology efficiently and effectively.
In summarization, business to business is a transaction or business conducted between one business and another, such as wholesaler and retailer. It tends to happen both supply chain management and collaborative commerce, where one company will purchase raw materials from another to be used in manufacturing processes. The reporters of Group 7 discusses about the introduction of the industry and the company, technological innovations that make the company leader in the industry, how the business is making money, and the future of the business and the industry. And in that reports, we can know that the business to business e-commerce is highly recommended in some business because it has a great help to businesswomen and for the risk takers also. Because business to business e-commerce provides perfect platform for an organization to launch a comprehensive analytics campaign. Through e-commerce organization can more easily measure and evaluate marketing campaigns, sales effectiveness, product mix, inventory turns, customers, sales effectiveness, and customer engagement. Supply chain management gives a business a competitive advantage in the marketplace. Lastly, also collaborative e-commerce have a competitive advantage in integrating information, technologies into e-business adoption. Both supply chain management and collaborative commerce contributed to business e-commerce. That's all, thank you. So that ends the report of Group 7. For clarifications, the introduction of the industry is reported by Ms. Claire Ann Silvosa. For the introduction of the company is reported by Ms. Krisha Maytagod. For the technological innovations that make the company the leader in the industry is reported by Mr. George Tasek. For the how the business is making money is reported by Mr. Sherwin Tijano. And the future of the business and the industry is reported by Ms. Elaine Toradio. And for the closing, it is said by Ms. Judel Therese Tuba and Sheena Marie Zerda. For more clarifications, feel free to ask by commenting in the comment box. Thank you. God bless.